Then my question comes, if what we are saying is 3 years old, 4 years old, or even baby, then my 10-year-old or 12-year-old have no hope. Does it mean that? No, not really. How about me? If I want to learn Chinese like right now, because I want my children to eventually like learning Chinese, because my child enjoy writing Chinese words with me, because my child enjoy reading Chinese books with me, and therefore I want to learn. Is it too late for me to learn?
Hello everyone, daddies, mummies, brothers, sisters. Thank you for tuning in to Mothers Inspiring Mothers, or MIM. How are you doing? Honestly, I woke up today feeling quite exhausted, and I questioned myself why I had to force myself to do this whole series of live shows. So I was quite down until I saw a message in my inbox telling me that the live session I did yesterday with Andrea was very powerful. Thank you for this message. And it really reminds me of the purpose I created the series. And I know I have to keep going and keep providing you quality content to serve you better. Today, we'll be having Emelyn with us to talk about the best age for your child to learn Chinese. Please help us like and share this live to your family and friends, especially to those who have difficulties getting their children to speak in Chinese. Yeah, so if you have neighbors, if you have cousins, if you have brother or sister who have children who don't like to speak in Chinese, please get them to come in. You are really in for a treat because Emelyn is an expert in getting children to learn Chinese. Okay, so without further ado, let's welcome Emelyn. Hello, Emelyn.
Hi, Wendy.
I like your hat. That becomes your symbol now.
Yeah. Now, in my first Facebook Live, there are some comments that say that, hey, they want to see me wearing a hat. And now it's stuck. So every time I go on live, I wear my hat.
Do you have like a collection of hats now, or is it just this one? You don't want to tell us, right?
I won't tell you how many hats I have, but I do have hats.
Emelyn, do you want to introduce to us? Maybe just tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, where do you come from, and things like that.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. The current situation in Singapore, where parents get their children to learn Chinese, and the children will go through motion. They'll go for tuition, and then they will finally pass or not pass the exams. After that, after PSLE, they just chuck it aside. For those who agree with me, those who are watching me, type yes, I know this in the comments. Okay, why am I sharing this? Is because I see lots of this happening in my years of working with children and families, and this is where I come in. I come in to help parents and children learn Chinese as a lifelong passion. Because seriously, learning a second language like Chinese it shouldn't be just for passing exams. It is because we want to place our children in a better place so that they have better career prospects. That's why we're encouraging them to pick up Chinese. Is that for the long term, thing? But children do not recognize that benefit right now, and that's why we have to make it really relevant, really fun. And when we bond with them over Chinese activities, the strategies that I implement, then children will find that, hey, I want to do this because while learning Chinese, I get to bond with my dad. While learning Chinese, I get to have fun, and therefore they attach this positive feeling towards learning Chinese. Then only it can be a long-term affair. Otherwise, it will be quite tough. So this is me, founder of Cool Chinese. I'm your bilingual specialist.
Can we go through? I know you prepare some pictures, very cute little. I don't know.
Yes.
Are they your children or are they yourself?
Okay, if you want to see my pictures, those who are with us on Facebook Live, say yes in the comments and I'll show you those pictures.
Do you want to see her pictures? Her younger days pictures? Really? Those are you, really? Not your children,
let me
show
you. I see some yes coming in. Okay. I think I am stuck here. I can't seem to pull it in.
Okay. You are already in. You are already here. So let me just click on this one.
Ah, yeah. Okay, cool.
Is that
So,
you?
yes, is that me? Who said yes? That's me. This is actually my daughter.
Oh.
She was about, I think, 18 months at that point in time. Yeah,
Mhm.
wearing my hat. You know, that was mine. Okay, I'm going to show you a second one.
So cute.
Who is this?
This
Can you
is your
tell?
son.
This is my second one. Yeah, my son when he was about 6 months old. Yeah, we were very tired at that point in time, so he was just sleeping in his stroller. So that's
Mhm.
him. There. This
Wow.
is him about 6 months too. My daughter was about 6, 7 years old already. They have about 6 years
6 years
gap.
apart. Mm.
Yeah, yeah, that's them. One, I only had 2 children, so that's them. They are very wonderful children. No such thing as sibling rivalry, and because of I'm very thankful for my early childhood experience because my qualifications and background is all in early childhood.
I
So
see.
as a mom, I find that I'm backed with a lot of extra tools and skills when I bring up both of them. So if you want to see the next picture, okay, of
Yes.
them, how they look like. Okay, that's
Now.
not now. This is like 3 years after that. He was 3 and she was 10.
Still
Okay, you
very
want
cute.
to know how they look like now?
Yes.
Hi, Wendy.
Hello,
Let's
Wendy.
give away my story.
Hello, Zibo.
Okay, that's another picture. You want to know how they look like now? Give me a thumbs up. Okay, I will show you now. That's how they look like now. That
Oh,
was taken last year.
so the 弟弟 is
Uh,
taller than 姐姐.
exactly. She's not happy about that because she's
It's very
officially,
tall. It's very tall.
he is about 1.7 plus.
Hmm.
Yeah. So last year when in Korea, because my daughter is currently studying at Yonsei in Korea, so she's in her final year. Last year we went to visit her, and this is her church. Both of them, I forced them to take a picture. I mean, at this age, we always like, no, I want a picture of you, and that was them.
So your daughter speak better Korean than you.
Oh, she's very good with that. In fact, she's giving my husband and I Korean lessons now. She has 2 more
Wow.
months in Singapore, and she wants to do like maybe online sessions with
Course.
people. Anyone who's interested in Korean,
Oh,
she'll
really?
do
Really?
it.
I want to learn. I want to learn from
For
her.
those mothers who wants to understand your Korean dramas without subtitles, yeah, you can come to me. I will hook her up with you. So parents who wants to learn Korean, type Korean in the comments. Korean, Korean. Okay, next picture is very, very important. That's us
Cannot see.
together, our family photo.
Okay.
That's one I must show my husband. Please say that he's handsome.
His hairstyle is very similar to my boy's hairstyle.
Yes, I know I was going to say that, isn't it? So funny. Okay, that's both of us. Yeah, that's Jason, myself. We are both in the education business. So for the last 10 years, my husband and I have been going to schools and corporates to do workshops, talks. So of course, my specialty is in Chinese, how to learn Chinese the fast way, the fun way, so that it can be a lifelong passion. And that is something that we've been doing for 10 years already. So before that, I do my own like teaching. I do Chinese coaching for like 2, 3 years, and even way before that, I did 10 years of teaching and running centers for my boss in town. So it's like it's been so long already.
So is
I'm
he
like,
also teaching Chinese, or what does he teach?
sorry?
Is he also teaching Chinese, or what does he teach?
No, my husband does something else. He does education, motivational workshops with students, but most of the time he trained parents. He trained parents on wealth management. He trained parents on how to grow their income. He trained parents on parenting relationship, the role of father in a family. So these are all his special topics.
Okay.
Yeah.
So this is
I'm gonna stop sharing now. This is us last year at there's this place at the bamboo forest at Kyoto. This is
Oh.
exactly it.
Oh.
Yeah, we took so many photos there. Yeah.
You went there during winter.
It was not so cold. It was about 13 degrees.
Mm.
Our family basically love winter, so we are okay with like cold weather. Yeah. You should ask me, where I went the year before last year. It was
Where?
really, really cold. Okay, people with us, do you want to know where I go, where our whole family went the year before last year?
Really, really
If
cold.
you want to know, the heart shape.
Heart shape.
I actually went to Ha-Er-Bing.
Wow, I know it can be -20 kind of cold,
Exactly. On the warmest day, it was actually a warm day, okay? It was actually 11 degrees. 11 degrees. That was a very warm day for us. And most of the time it was below zero. The coldest ones was -26.
Mm.
It was crazy. But it was once in a lifetime experience, so we totally love it.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. What an experience.
So that's
Okay.
us, my family, myself. Basically, wow, I have many passions, but one of my passion is really Chinese. And when I see what's happening here in Singapore, I find it such a waste because being bilingual is something that is so it's
Advantages.
such a skill. There's so many aspects that come to me to say that they want to learn Chinese and they really want to, do anything that I teach them so that their children can learn Chinese. And yet, with us, 我们自己人啊, we cannot like achieve that. So that's why sometimes I feel kind of like, 哎呀，我们身在福中啊，不知福。
很浪费，是不是很浪
Yes,
费？
exactly. Well, you have a 2-year-old boy, Ben. So do you take him to Chinese classes and all that?
Oh, I want to tell you this this thing which I'm very proud. When I on the first day when I took him to the school, of course he cried and all that. But when I put him in the class, right, when the teacher called his name, he can respond. And you know what the teacher told me? The teacher said,
Yes.
好，很好，你的儿子知道这个是他的名字，你知道这个吗？这个意思就是说，其实很多很多家长在家里都没有叫孩子的华文名，没有叫孩子的中文名。So the children, when they go to school, they don't even know that the teacher is calling their name. So on the first day of school, I took him to school. In a class, teacher called his name. He knows his name. I feel very proud. The teacher say it's very good.
It means that Wendy, you did your homework. Okay, for those that will agree with me, give Wendy the likes. All the likes, she did a good job. So what is Ben's Chinese name?
明哲，
明哲，日月明。
日月明，毛泽东的泽。
Whoa. So who named him this Chinese name?
Me.
You?
Because I want him to sound a bit more Korean. I don't want him to just have a Chinese name. Yeah, so Korean name nowadays they will have like 明什么明旭啊、旭凯啊、泽之类的，所以我就把他叫明哲，我觉得很好听。
You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ask my daughter how to translate 明哲 to Korean.
Ah, nice. Nice.
Then I'll do it tomorrow, okay?
Okay, sure. WhatsApp. Okay, so Emelyn, just curious because you're calling yourself the Chinese strategist. Why are you Chinese strategies, and why are you not a Chinese teacher? Or why do you choose the word strategies, or what does it mean?
Okay. Now, with our children, I believe all our children, this generation, they are all very smart. Now, those who agree with me, give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up. Yes, I agree. I totally feel that they are intelligent, but it's all a matter of how to get them to be interested. Now, I'm sure parents who are listening to me here, you have children going for tuition classes, you have children going for Chinese classes, and then they come back and they do their homework. I even know of situations where the friends, the students and the friends will copy each other's homework so they can complete it, and 算是有交功课了咯. And that's that. And then most of the time, they will drill, and then when it comes to PSLE, that's our local exam in Singapore. PSLE, they will pass the exam or not pass the exam, and then after that, the moment they go into a secondary school, they just throw it aside, like, I've enough of you. I don't want to have anything to do with you anymore. And but Chinese is such a beautiful language, and that's me. Like, even if we don't find that it's a beautiful language, it does place our children in a with a competitive edge if they can at least converse in the language. I remember in one of my teaching videos, I was featuring our late Mr. Lee Kuan Yew. He at the opening convention for the Chinese Language Center, I think he mentioned something. Is it, he the father of bilingualism. He started us the education of both English and Chinese in schools, and he actually said that we got it all wrong, or rather, he said, to quote him, "I got it all wrong." I was like, wow, what is wrong? And then he said that, hey, learning Chinese should be fun. It should be fun. It doesn't matter whether our children pass exams or not, but the important thing is to get them interested for a lifetime. And that's where I come in. I really will design like simple, fun activities so that children can, have fun with the parents, and then eventually, over time, inculcate this positive learning feeling and the attitude towards learning.
So you mean
you shouldn't just stop at the exams.
So meaning to say that the difference between you and other Chinese teachers is that you actually put a few things together and you make it fun for them. So other teachers are just teaching every day at school. You have to write, you have to 做什么听写什么，回到家他们就不喜欢学，因为写都不会了，等一下还要听写。
对啊，
还要什么？
对啊。What I'm saying is this. It's like tuition is important, drilling is important, like learning any skill, whether you learn piano, you learn swimming, you want to jog or run, or you want to lift weights, you want to do dancing. The drill comes in at a time where you are interested. Like, you only start drilling when you say, okay, I want to do it. It's like cooking. Before I had children, I don't like cooking. Why? Because my dad, when in my younger days, my dad was in charge of cooking. And he would say that you children go out of the kitchen and don't dirty the kitchen, or I'll do all the cooking. So I was never interested in cooking. Then my children came along. And being mothers, we're all very motivated by what? We must have the right nutrition for our children, and therefore I embarked on a journey of learning how to cook. And because I was interested in the drill of like doing it every day. I will do it until I get it right. And I will be interested to get all the necessary recipes in order my children will have good nutrition. So I don't know, with mothers who are here tonight, if you agree with me, say yes in the comments. This is where I mean, like tuition and drill, it is very important. But we must not put the horse before the cart. We must tackle the interest first. I had an inquiry from a mom just two weekends ago. The mom was saying, hey, my child is not writing. I tried so many ways, my child is just not writing. And I said, oh, okay, share with me a bit more. How old is your child? And then she told me that, my child is 3 years old. So I'm like 3 years old, writing, it just doesn't go. And that's why I give strategies. And before I give strategies, I actually teach parents the basic. That's learning Chinese the fast way. Fast meaning FAST. Now, what do they represent? I will share with you later on.
Okay, but what is the appropriate age for kids to actually start writing? Because now even my son he's not even 3 years old. Teachers are getting him to write A to, I don't know, they teach until K maybe, but he can't even write A. So what and don't emphasize on Chinese enough. I find that school nowadays they just don't emphasize on Chinese enough, even though they are Chinese teachers, but they can speak to him in Chinese and all. But they told me they are not going to learn any Chinese words until P1. Is that true?
Okay, by P1, P2, if you look at the syllabus in Singapore, you will need to know about P1 about 650 words, characters. Okay.
So they have to learn when they are in kindergarten?
Yes, like prepare. The thing is, writing. Okay, I'll answer two parts of the question. Number one, writing, right? And then number two, how to prepare them for P1. Now, writing basically is a very complicated thing. Now, just last week, I actually posted a teaching video on introduction to writing, the 7 basic strokes to writing Chinese. But then the thing about writing is this: the foundation to writing is actually listening. You heard about 听说读写. 听 is listening, 说 is speaking, 读 is basically reading, and 写 is writing. Why is 写 last? Now, those who know, follow me, why is 写, why is writing the last skill to have?
Is it because it's hardest?
Correct. It's so obvious, right? Writing is the hardest. But then, in our kindergartens, I can't blame the kindergartens, but it's also our culture that we push our children to very quickly write. If you know how to write Chinese, therefore, you are there already. But then, actually, we should do the listening and the speaking first. Reading and writing will come eventually, but, much later. So, I put it very simply. If I can listen and understand, say 100 words, then I will possibly speak only 50% of that. That means only 50 words. And how many Chinese characters can I read? Possibly 20 to 25. And then how many Chinese characters can I write? Possibly only 5 to 10. So you can see how.
Is that normal? It's like a funnel. Is that normal
or anyone?
Oh.
Like for you, can you remember how you learned Chinese before? How was it like? Maybe for you, Wendy, how was it like for you to learn Chinese?
For me, it's not that difficult because I'm from a Chinese school, so totally it's a very different environment in Singapore. I studied in Malaysia.
Yeah. How about family background? What do they speak?
They speak Hokkien and Chinese.
Hokkien and Chinese,
Yeah, but
so you see, for you to. But your husband?
My Hokkien not good. Yeah.
Oh, your Hokkien not good. Okay. So you see, with your family background, learning Chinese is such a natural thing.
Yes.
So from young, even though actually you were bilingual. You know Hokkien and Chinese. So why? Because everyone at home speak Chinese at home, speak Hokkien at home. So you have no other avenues of speaking in English. So when you go to a Chinese school, it becomes very natural. When I pick up Chinese, it's just like a natural thing. But with the audience tonight, all of you, I assume, most of you are from Singapore, I can see. Okay, if you're from Singapore, please type Singapore here in the comments so that I know how many of you are from Singapore. So here's the thing. Singaporeans generally, with our family, we speak generally what? English. Many of us do not really speak Chinese at home. So Chinese is not a very natural thing. I won't even call it a mother tongue because even mothers ourselves, we speak English to our children. Take, for example, my daughter, Faith. from very young, because I know that it is important for her to be bilingual. I read to her lots of stories. I get her to listen to Chinese music, Chinese pop music. I remember at 5 years old, I already took her to a concert by Sun Yanzi. You know Sun Yanzi, Japanese son? Who knows Sun Yanzi? If you know, please give me a like. Yes, one of my favorite singers. So Chinese was a very important thing. And but then, of course, I do not push her to write first. It was more listening, listening and speaking. And then after that, writing comes maybe in at K1, K2. But even so, I don't really drill her to do that. It has to be something that she can understand. So I emphasize quality more than quantity. And it pays off because eventually, I don't know if you heard of it. We had this BICEP program, which is called Bicultural 双文化, Bicultural Chinese Elective Studies. She was the first batch to get elected. So I prepared her for the interview and all that. And still, she was doing very well in both languages. But still, the moment she go to secondary school, she said, Mom, I don't think I want to pursue Chinese anymore. And then she said that I want to learn Korean. And I said, yeah, why not? Why not? Because the thing is, when she went to Korea, she eventually got a scholarship to study at Yonsei in Korea. But the thing is, when she was in Korea, she studied Korean, right? She realized that, hey, Mom, a lot of these Korean words, the history is actually based on the Chinese history, Confucius studies. So if you know Chinese, it'll be easy to pick up all these Korean words. And I was like, wow, well done. So aren't you happy that, you got a good grounding foundation in Chinese? They say, yeah, definitely. So 2 years ago, she wanted to pick up French. So she went to sign up for French classes. And she said next year when she returned home, she wanted to pick up Spanish.
Wow.
So, yes. So what I'm encouraging parents here is this, please have your goal in mind. The end of the tunnel cannot be passing exams. What's the end of the tunnel? We want our children to be open to different languages and cultures. Then, eventually, when they are of age to look for a job, they can go work in any country they want to. Seriously. And even if they do fail exams or they cannot write, at this point in time, so what? I will focus on listening and speaking at this point in time, because when up to a certain time, so long as they heard it in the early years, say from 0 all the way to 10 years old, for them to pick it up later, that means they remain stagnant from 11 years old all the way to 20 years old. And then eventually they get a Chinese posting, say a posting in China or Taiwan or Hong Kong. They will be able to pick it up in 6 months. Why? Because the brain would have already taken all the statistics in about Chinese language, about the patterns and the tones and how it sounds, how it is certain rules of the language. It will be all there already. So to pull it out, again, eventually in adulthood will be easy. So tonight, if there's anything that I've said that you do not remember, the crowd, hello, then you must remember this, have an end goal in mind. Why are we wanting our children to learn Chinese? Now, that is very important, because that will decide the kind of commitment you want to have. That will decide what kind of strategies you're going to have, with your children about learning Chinese. And that will motivate you not to kill the interest. So I don't know whether that makes sense, Wendy.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, I like the idea of you taking her to Sun Yanzi the
Yes.
concert. Yeah, because
we watched Liu Xing Fa Yuan together. I remember in younger days.
So it's the same concept where we want to try and pick up Korean when we watch Korean drama. We watch so much drama, and one day we just tell ourselves we have to learn that language because we want to sing that song. We want to be able to speak their language. Yeah, so it's the same concept. Now I see that kind of logic now. Yeah.
Correct.
Yeah, but what is
the if you understand what Wendy is saying, what I was saying, please hit the heart button now, so that we can share with you more.
when
Just 2 days ago, there was a gentleman who tell me, hey, you mean, what do you teach? We listen to music, Chinese music, we sing along Chinese songs, then our children can pick up Chinese. Is it so easy? And I'm like, actually, it is a process. Like way before we speak the language, way before we write it, actually the brain would have taken in all the data, the information about the Chinese language already. How? By exposure. By exposure. As simply as what, tuning on to, radio, which is your favorite Chinese station.
now I don't listen to radio, so I don't know. I remember 933吧。
933 is still one of the more like younger stations. So I like 933 too. Why? Because they talk a lot. They mix it with music. But I like the fact that the Chinese language is in the background. They use it a lot. Now, for bands 2 years old, the best time to tune into a radio station. So you have stopped listening. Please start doing that. And for parents, those who are listening to me now, if you are driving, please tune in to Chinese station whenever you are driving. Because it doesn't matter whether they're speaking in, even when they're listening, they're already picking up some stuff. They may not display it verbally, but it's all in here. And you never know, the moment they speak it, they will surprise you. So it's as sometimes, this is just one of the strategy I have. It's as simple as that. I want to keep it simple because so that parents, we are all very busy. I don't want to teach you something complicated that you cannot implement. I mean, learning is learning, but learning is not wisdom until we apply the knowledge that we learn. And that's why I'm kind from a school of thought that, every learning that the parents learn has to be simple enough so that you can implement at home. Yeah.
But
so if you agree with me, please thumbs up. I want to see the thumbs up.
Wendy will sing more Chinese songs to your kids. Yeah, me too, Wendy. Nursery rhymes in Chinese.
Correct. So we're going to start doing that already. Lots of listening. And we don't really necessarily have to teach the language yet, but at least the environment has to be Chinese rich. Some of the parents come to me, especially the English-speaking expatriates. They say that they can't really sing Chinese songs, right? So I actually encourage them to play there's this Chinese instrumental. If you have like Spotify and all that, sometimes to calm the children down before they sleep, half an hour before they sleep, while you read stories to them.
Yeah, but
that is without Chinese instrumental.
Without vocal, it's just instrumental.
Correct.
How would they be?
You notice with the Chinese instrumentals, they're played with different kind of musical instruments.
Yeah.
And they will notice a difference. It could be guzheng, could be qing, could be pipa, could be xiao. So all these are very different from the, pardon my language, Angmo music. So adults can tell the difference. And children, they are more sensitive than us adults. So I'm talking about those that are below 7 years old. When they hear it, they'll be able to tell, this is different kind of music. That's what I do with some of these expatriate families too. I actually encourage them. I'll tell them which playlist to go to, and they will listen to it at night. Or during times where they chill, do nothing, they may be reading their books, but they play this kind of music so that the brain, again, I emphasize on the brain unknowingly pick up all these. And language goes with culture. You want to learn a language, you must understand the history and the culture. So before we go into a history part, there's this cultural bit. Culture, what does it involve? Culture involves food, culture involves music. A huge part of it is that. So food, we can't cook like Chinese food, like totally Chinese food all the time. But with music, we can actually expose our children to it very early.
So having said that, because our topic today is what is the best age for children to start learning Chinese? So I guess your answer is from age 0.
Okay, I'm not going to tell you now. I'm going to ask the crowd. Okay, those who are listening, tuning in to us, tell me what is the best age of learning Chinese? Will I give a prize? Yeah, maybe I'll give a prize. But tell me, those who are listening in, what is the best age? Do you think it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. Or some of you, then last week I remember I asked my girlfriend this question. She said, "Oh, 胎教." From the moment I kind of like, okay.
可能
So
可能胎教有一些会有一些效果。One, Mel say one.
可能。
我觉得 two
Okay, I'll
很
tell you a bit more about this. What's the best age of learning Chinese? If you have read up about early childhood and all that, the window that's most sensitive to learning languages is actually between 3 to 4. It depends on the child's ability to absorb. So 3 to 4 is well known in any to any early childhood specialist. They'll come to tell you that yes, between 3 to 4, there's a sensitive window where children can pick up languages. But then again, I recently did some other studies too, where they talk about how babies, I'm talking about those below 1 year old babies, where yes, infants, where when you expose them to the Chinese language, okay, or second language, because this school, university in the US actually did a study with all the infants below 12 years old. So they put them on a 16-week program where they have human interaction in Chinese every day for 1 hour. And then they stop for 16 weeks. And 16 weeks later, they come back to it and they did some other tests to see if the children recognize that those are Chinese words or Chinese interaction, and seeing that they retain all those information. So where I learned, I was pretty amazed by it, that, below 1 year old, the brain is still very soft and yielding. So whatever language that the child is exposed to, the child actually learn it as it is. Now, when we become adults, like you and me, if we learn, say, Korean or Chinese, we have to translate it. Like for me, I will have to possibly translate it back to English.
Yeah.
Yeah, I try to translate it. But for children, babies particularly, after I was reading the studies, they actually learn it as it is. The nuances, the pronunciation, the tones, and all that is all stored there. And what they're trying to say is that is actually the best age to learn Chinese. Then my question comes, if what we are saying is 3 years old, 4 years old, or even babies, then my 10-year-old or 12-year-old have no hope. Does it mean that? I go like, no, not really. How about me? If I want to learn Chinese like right now, because I want my children to eventually like learning Chinese, because my child enjoy writing Chinese words with me, because my child enjoy reading Chinese books with me, and therefore I want to learn. Is it too late for me to learn? So if you ask me this question, Wendy, when is the best age to learn Chinese? My answer to you is now. Now is the best time, because of course there's sensitive ages. There are studies done about babies that is the best age to learn the second language. But I feel that the moment I feel a need, the moment I'm interested, I will learn it like now. So it's never too late. For those who are listening to me, please say now in the comments so that I know that
now. So I kind of agree with you. I actually very agree with you, and I think your point is it's not about what age. It is
correct.
Something that you have to start now, right? It's not. It's never a question. You shouldn't be asking whether you should be, because you are in this situation. You are in this country where you have all the advantage, and you should be speaking at least 2 languages in this country.
Exactly.
And Chinese is something that you have to know. So why not do it now? So I got you. The question is never about age, but it's about you have to start now, right?
Yes, exactly. Hey, come on! I have people paying me money, because they do not speak Chinese, because in their country they speak only English and French or other languages, and they come to me to learn Chinese. But Singaporeans, you're so blessed, we have a bilingual system, and the best language is learned the best second language to learn is really Chinese. And if you do a statistical study and all that, Chinese is the most widely spoken in the world. It's the most widely spoken language in the world. So if you don't learn Chinese, then learn what? So of course you can pick up another second language. You can pick up French, you can pick up like Malay, you can pick up Hindi, you can pick up anything. But for me, it's like, it's a no-brainer. We are bilingual in Singapore. We have English and Chinese in school. Then all we parents have to do is not to repeat what the teachers are doing or the tutors are doing. Parents, we have to do the extra to make it fun, to make it like a bonding activity, so that my child, whenever he's doing Chinese with me, he said that, wow, it's fun. I want to do it, mommy. I want to do it, daddy, again and again and again, until it becomes like a lifelong learning.
Yeah, he look forward to it. So he look forward to coming back
Yes,
home.
looking forward when it's very important.
Yeah. That gives me some ideas. Tomorrow I want to do something.
I'm so happy to hear that. Okay, for those listening in, can you type tomorrow? Tomorrow I will start. Okay,
because
tomorrow.
now it's too late. They're in bed already.
I know now they're all sleeping, right? That's why we mothers have this time to like chill and chat and talk about stuff.
Yeah. That's why this talk happens now. Hello, Ting Ting. Hi, 艾文你好。艾文，你的孩子
so many mommies tonight. Okay, so let's see. If you have any questions, those who are tuning in, type in the comments and I'll try to answer you. And if, let me see here. Oh, it's 11:15. You know what? I can go on and on and on and talk about Chinese until midnight. I don't think I'll stay until midnight.
When you say you want to sing,
I'll take one question from the floor, or maybe one question for one.
She's sleeping. Tomorrow, 艾文 when they say she will sing pop song to the children.
Please do that. Okay.
孙燕姿的
I love Sun Yanzi. Okay. The latest one is Dong Ziyan. She won. She didn't win it, but she was pretty good in the Sing China contest. And the famous guy, a singer in Singapore, that make us really proud, Lin Junjie. So we must go and follow his pop songs, okay?
哇，林俊杰，我很喜欢他的那个，我只会他2首歌，我很喜欢他的那个叫什么？那些年，那些你很冒险的梦，不容是不是
Go back to search his songs. His latest is actually the 圣所, the holy place, 圣所, which is very interesting.
Wendy, 我很喜欢 J 啊，J
Hey, actually one parent came to me, you know, Emelyn, I want my child to learn Chinese. If I choose pop songs, can I choose J Child's pop songs? So that's what my answer to her. If you want to learn his diction, no. But if you just want to expose your children to Chinese music, why not? I mean, I really like Jay Chou's look at the lyrics in his songs because they are very, very different. Very lyrical, very poetic. Yes, a lot of 内涵, you know, 深度. So it can be a good point of discussion.
JJ Lin
对，你很冒险的梦。
你会唱华语歌的，好，下次跟你一起唱。五月天。
Okay, I'll take one more question, and while you type the questions in the comments, this is what you can get connected with me. Go to my Facebook page, Cool Chinese, and you'll be updated with all the latest strategies that I teach my parents. In fact, just next month, I'll be launching my e-course, which is how to speak Chinese to your child in 8 days. Let me repeat. How to speak Chinese with your child in 8 days.
Is it even possible?
Yeah, is it even possible? So you won't know until you join my course. But here's the thing, for today, for those who tune in to Wendy's night, you know, Mom Inspiring Moms Night, I will offer this course to all those who tune in free.
And share. Wow.
Yeah. Free.
Wow.
Because here's the thing, my passion is Chinese. I really want to change 尽我所能, you know, with whatever I can to change the landscape so that parents will not be afraid of Chinese, so that children will be happy learning Chinese. And it should be so because for a good reason, Chinese is a beautiful language. And then for a better reason, that it puts our children in a better career, what do you call it? It gives them better career opportunities eventually when they grow up. So they will be learning Chinese for a long, long time until like then. So why not get them to like Chinese first? That should be our starting point. Like Chinese first. Somewhere along the line, so long as they continue liking Chinese, they will start drilling themselves. Like me, I'm interested in Chinese. When I was young, I had this crazy habit of doing what? Of taking out my favorite book. Guess what is my favorite book? It is a Chinese dictionary.
Whoa.
And every day I'll open it out and say, I must find one word that I do not know. And then when I find one, I'll be so happy. Then I'll copy in my I don't know notebook. And even to today, because it's a lifelong thing, today when I find a word that I do not know, Chinese word, I will put it in my mobile. I have one page with all the unknown words of Chinese, the new words of Chinese I learned. So I wish our children will do this too. Make it a lifelong learning process. So if whatever I shared tonight you have not remembered, just remember there's lifelong learning in Chinese. And that's what we want to aim for.
Yep. So Joe left a comment. Joe cannot pronounce properly. Yeah. So the meaning of the song, 好像它有一些歌曲是好像听妈妈的话，听妈妈的话，非常有意思的歌曲。
告白气球。
告白气球。对。我很喜欢那首歌，我很喜欢周杰伦。然后 Wendy 说
I think everyone will tune in to J Chow tomorrow.
That's how I score A for O level. Really? You score A?
Hey, actually, if you study J Chow's his song lyrics, you will learn Chinese really because his lyrics are very, very deep. Even though his diction is very poor, but his writing is fantastic.
对, I agree.
Yes.
Looking forward. Yes, everybody gets a free e-course from Emelyn today. Say thank you. If you like the free gift, please a lot of hearts now. Thank you, Emelyn. Thank you. Any more?
Okay, type in the comments.
Yeah.
Type in the comments 8 days, and Wendy will come back to you, or I'll come back to you to send you the link to the free e-course. But you must type 8 days in the comments, and we'll come back to you tomorrow.
It's not just for children, right? If adult, say for example, Mel cannot speak very well, can he also learn? Yes,
of course. Adults and children. Actually, if you sign up for the e-course, I'm not going to charge you individually or whatever. The whole family can learn how to speak Chinese with your children in 8 days. So it's pretty interesting. I have a totally different way of coaching, and only doing the barest minimum so that you can get on with speaking in Chinese. And yeah, I will not share it with you now. So stay tuned. When you accept the link to my e-course, you will know a bit more.
So you were talking about the FAST strategy. Is this what you included in the course?
That is another teaching course.
Okay.
But I'll share with you briefly. What does FAST represent? F-A-S-T. So F is fun. Okay, fun. And I know a lot of us are like this. If tonight Wendy and I sound boring, you know what you would do? You get out of this page and probably not continue listening. And likewise, the same thing with our children, okay? If they don't find learning the language fun, they will not continue. They will not be motivated to learn the language. And that's why I always emphasize fun. That's the basis of all my strategies. It must be really fun. And then what's A? What's A? Tell me. How to pass with A's, okay?
Action.
Action. Okay, good. What else? Now, those who can guess what is A? Come.
A?
Maybe I should give you more gifts. But A is actually appropriate. What's appropriate? It means being suitable suited to our children's learning style, suited to their learning age. So you can't teach a 3-year-old to write. Totally ridiculous, because they can't even hold a pen properly, and you ask them to write. That's a sure case of killing the interest. It must be suitable to what their learning style, because there are many schools of thoughts, but basically everyone agree that our different children learn from 3 different ways. Okay, some children learn visually, some children learn through hearing. A lot of children learn through what? Moving around, kinesthetic. So the strategies has to be suited to the child's learning style. You can't force a child that learns through kinesthetic by sitting down and drilling at the desk. Yeah. And you can't get him to learn any Chinese characters by flashing him cards by sitting down. That just will not work. So being appropriate is important. So we have F for fun, A for appropriate. What is S?
S.
If you have been tuning in, you will know what is S.
S.
I mentioned much earlier in our live tonight, that is to keep it simple. Simple. So why simple? Because if it's too complicated, nobody is ever following you in the games or the activities. If it's too difficult, then busy parents like us, you and I, Wendy, we have Joe, we have Ting Ting. You probably will not engage in it because it's too complicated. I'm already so busy. Where do I find time to do this? But if it is simple, it's different. If it's simple to implement, parents will be more motivated to actually do the activities with the children. So that's why I always say keep it simple, because I understand. I'm a parent too. I have 2 children. So I know how busy we can get, and we have other priorities in life. So we do need to keep this as simple as possible. Then, so we have the last element, which is T, F-A-S-T. So we have fun, appropriate, simple. What is T? Guess what's T?
Tea.
Not tea, coffee, or me, okay?
What is tea? Everybody, what is tea?
T, that is to do it together. I think, yeah, I mentioned, I punctuated all my sentences with parents and child doing it together. Now, that is a very important element in the last one, but the most important. Why? Someone just commented in one of my the Facebook posts, say that, oh, my daughter enjoy writing with me. And then this other parent was like, wow, how do you manage to do that? Oh, because after she write one word, I'll write the other. Then she will write another word and I'll write the other. It's so simple, right? It's just doing that together. And this mom was like, what? It's so simple. I said, yeah, doing together. She enjoyed writing with me. So can you imagine, I'm not talking about doing it the whole day. If every day we can dedicate just that 5-10 minutes of doing Chinese together with your child, then your child will find relevance. Don't go and talk to your child, a 2-year-old or 7-year-old, about, wow, you better learn Chinese, okay? Next time you can find a job in Taiwan and China. No, they're not going to understand that. But we tell them, that, wow, you're going to learn Chinese together. You're going to have time with mommy. That's going to sound different.
You kind of shift their focus, because then you are telling them, we are playing together, let's have some fun. So
exactly, Wendy.
That you are doing with them, they will enjoy.
Correct, Wendy. You are 孺子可教.
I hope he can speak very good Chinese very soon.
You have the base, to do it is simple, Wendy, because you came from a Chinese speaking background. All it takes us is to be interested, because we cannot, Singaporeans are very, very happy to outsource. It's like a lot of parents say that I can't teach my child. So I'd rather find a tuition teacher, because my child will try to please the tuition teacher. The tuition teacher can scold him and it is fine. But my philosophy is this. Our children only go to a tuition class possibly once or twice a week. But he or she spends a lot of time at home.
Yeah.
And we are our children's first teacher. Like it or not, you don't have to teach, but they model after you. It's all monkey see, monkey do, right? So, whatever they see in their parents, they will do. Now, if you pick up a Chinese book, they will follow. If you tune into the Chinese radio station, they will follow. If you start speaking in Chinese or ordering food in Chinese, they will follow. So tell me who is more powerful, the tuition teacher or yourself?
The parents.
Correct. Parents. So don't do what the tuition teacher are doing. Just learn Chinese yourself. Model the learning, model the interest, model the discipline, model the fun, and say, wow, I'm really having fun learning this.
Yeah.
And then it will go a long way. And our children, before you know it, they will say, wow, I think I want to do what mommy is doing or what daddy is doing. So if you agree, the crowd, you agree, just give me the like.
Hello, Hazel.
Okay. Hazel is here. Yes. Hazel is she's the lady who shared the first night, right?
Yes.
Hazel.
She has 21.
Inspired by yoga poses, Hazel.
Yeah. Okay, so any more questions, please feel free to post it here.
Yeah.
For those who tune in, thank you very much. Thank you for your time. Thank you for tuning in. Johnson is here again.
Yes. Johnson have a question. My son is in Chinese school. I'm banana. I'm personally struggling and Googling translation to help him understand. This is not encouraging for him. Actually, you may be surprised, our children actually enjoy seeing us make mistakes. If they catch us making mistakes, they'll be so happy. It's like success, I know Chinese better than you do. So I will encourage Johnson, seriously, continue learning Chinese with your child. I can guarantee you this, your child's Chinese is definitely going to be better than you.
Yeah.
If you continue this. But continue making the mistakes. It doesn't matter. Continue with Googling translation. Maybe sometimes we don't have to do one aspect of learning Chinese. How about like picking up Chinese painting or Chinese calligraphy, something that involves the Chinese culture? That will also encourage our children to see, that, wow, language is not just the 听说读写. There's a lot more about that. Maybe I will learn more about like 饺子. 饺子 is a very Chinese food, right? So I can find out the origin and why, Chinese food, or which part of China does it come from, and that kind of thing. So maybe Johnson, don't be discouraged. Please continue, Googling the translation. It is at this point, I think, continue to speak joy of learning the language. Oh.
Daddy also don't know Chinese.
Okay, Johnson is saying this. Daddy also don't know Chinese, so why should I be good? That's why you have to. How old is I don't know how old is your child, your son?
Below
primary
5,
school.
Primary school.
If it's like secondary school, a bit tough because by then the habits are already formed. So the only motivation your son can find is to find a Chinese girlfriend. I'm serious. Okay, I've heard stories like that. Now, if he's in the primary school, then maybe you go and pick up a Chinese interest. I'm serious, Johnson. Try to do that. Because you show him that, yeah, daddy is no good. That's what I want to learn. And maybe, you go and pick up a Chinese class too, because daddy don't know. That's what daddy wants to learn. Now, he will laugh at you. He will make comments like this. Why should I be good? Daddy also so bad. He said, yeah, that's what daddy try to learn. Maybe you can teach daddy. Whatever you learn, you try to teach it, or whatever homework that I learned. And remember what I mentioned about me and my favorite hobby? That's looking up the Chinese dictionary to look for unknown Chinese words. Maybe you can pick up a Chinese book, and whatever you do not know, you don't have to ask him, but you can pick it up, you can circle the words, and then write it in the book and say, I don't know this word, so I'm going to Google Translate. You do it for a season, your child will see your persistence and your learning style, your discipline, and he will model after you. It will not be now. It will take a while, But when he see you biting the bullet and say, I want to conquer this language, I believe he will follow you. So try that, Johnson. Try that. He's
Johnson,
8 years old, very easy. He's still at the age where he will model after parents. So if you do that, I encourage you to do that. He will follow you.
Johnson, you play guitar, right? If you play guitar, can you go and learn Jay Chou's song? Jay Chou, yeah, he has many nice songs. Like we were just talking
Johnson
about.
can sing in Chinese.
I think he can play the guitar, but I'm not sure whether he can sing in Chinese or not.
Play Chinese pop songs. Wendy, this is a wonderful suggestion. Play Chinese pop songs so that your child can be involved too. Sometimes it's very interesting. They will come back and say, "Hey, why you do this? Daddy, it's so awkward." The beginning of anything that is unknown is always awkward. So you just have to continue until the unnatural becomes natural. And that's the role of a parent.
Oh, you can sing a rap Jay Chou song. Not bad. Not bad.
Hey, Wendy, we should have Father's Night, then we invite Johnson to come and sing,
Yeah. You can play. You can play the guitar.
Okay, that's so encouraging. We'll remember Johnson.
Inspiration to our children, exactly. We are the inspiration to our children. So whatever we do, they model after us.
Yes.
Yes, very true. That is very true. Okay, so with that, I want to thank Emelyn for being here today, and all the audience for being here with us, for tuning in. Thank you very much. Your support really means a lot to me. It means a lot to all of us. Tomorrow we'll be having 2-person instead of one. We're having 2 speakers tomorrow. They are Stephanie and also Hannes. They will be here to share with us how they started a business from home. Okay, so it will be a very interesting topic for those of you who have friends, or for those of you who are working and wish to maybe spend more time with your kids. Then you should tune into this topic tomorrow. Okay, so thank you very much and good night, everyone.
Thank you. Thanks, Wendy.